It's your boy Kyle Young, Gemini, Pirate, Young Studios. Yo, show goes on, boxers, polo on. Call it milk, how I smoke a bong. Need a road cause I'm sober as I wrote this song. But I'm broke since October, been oh so long. Getting my vocals on, well I shut shit down. I'm trying to get to London from this humdrum town. Where would I be, what would I see if I did it differently? If I didn't need to leave, if I stuck with that degree here on the east. At the university, had to flee to Cali, Bradley B. Mad at me, casualties, so deceased like the letter given D. Getting better, need the cheese. With a cheddar, God please, getting fed up with being independent. You can feel it in my sentence, and I'm peeing on a midget till I'm seen and given credit. So I tweeted and I read it till your speaker's getting pregnant. Southpaw, he's a leftist, you perceive it as a trip. Give me ganja and I light it, never wrong, I'm a writer. King Kong when it's light up, ping pong on that China. He's gone when the stress builds up in the noggin. This verse just killed it and I'm just getting started. You came here to party,
cause every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party. You came here to party,
cause every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party. Yo, let's go and kick it on a Friday night. Guarantee, baby girl, had a time of your life. Have you sightseeing, night skiing, timing is right. See a pie in the sky, gleam bright in the sight. Got a pipe and a dime, my sniping was light. Winning blind with a wise reason, guided by light. And the smiles of some white people heighten my kite. Let the piles of the white eagle ripen the mic. Always utter what is never, we know better than to sever what is everything we know when you owe to the game. And you know that you blow when you go in for fame. And the gold isn't where it is wrote on the thing. In a boat or a plane, can't go to where I'm saying. And I'm hosting a lane full of mostly insane. And I'm open for games, so as roll as a plane. Don't go for the cane, but I'll ghost on some cane. Just open the vote to some locally pain. Not vocally trained, but I'm mogully main. Just open the vote to some locally pain. Not vocally trained, I am mogully main. Chunkum. You came here to party,
every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party. You came here to party,
cause every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party. Yo, I don't know how I read this with my penmanship. I could draw, but I'm raw with the written shit. Head nod, kept calm with a bitten lip. Next job, rest off, get to live a bit. This in the middle shit, can I get a benefit? How do you get free rent when you're literate? Hungry since a little kid, money it just running hit. Luckily a funny kid, cunning with a ton of wit. Running after numbers isn't funny when you're bummy. Stunning as a wonder when you're bluffing is a bunch of shit. This isn't under it, utterly other shit. That understandable, handleable like the murder shit. So I just let it blend, hopefully catch the end. Just hope I'm working when the person says it's curtains friend. And I just hurt my limb from working with a pen. My rhyme's a child and I'm rhythmically birthing them. The earth ain't perfect, the virtue's all in the opening. But yet we heard it, let's nurse it, give it a global cleanse. Starting with local trends, harvesting social hens, marketing hopeful gems. All of you folks could win. You came here to party,
every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party. You came here to party,
every day's a party.
You came here to party, 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 party.
I've been excited all week to do it, and I'm here. We're live and in effect. What's going on, you guys?
All right, so
Yep.
a little people, some people know a little about you. So basically, you've hopscotched the whole United States.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a couple places. I've definitely played on the coast a little bit, East Coast, West Coast. Started off in Springfield, Mass. I was born in Hartford, Connecticut, moved to Springfield, Mass. Graduated from high school there. Spent a little bit of time at UMass Amherst. And then I went to film school in Los Angeles, and I was there for about 5 years. That's where I actually met Keith Soul, who's on a call with us right now. Just made a lot of films, a lot of music. And now I'm back on the East Coast, but I'm in New York now. and I'm still doing the same thing, making music, shooting music videos, producing other people's projects, and just trying to do some epic things artistically using digital media for the focus on music.
Well, for those that don't know how talented you are, you actually on.
Got one over here.
All right, you actually over on YouTube, you have an interactive movie music
That's
like
right,
album.
That's right.
How'd that come about?
Last year I want to call it the world's first interactive mixtape. Basically, I just got the idea one day. You know, I've been again. It goes back to Keith Wilson. We're making games, and we have an Android game on the Android market. It's free. It's called Super Tile. It's really simple. Search it. It's free. Download it now. And so I just been in this like game mode, and I was like, how can I how can I push music? Because I feel like everyone's making music, everyone's putting it out, but like, what's the next step? So I want to engage the listener more. So I have a background in visual arts, graphic design. So I was like, why don't I play with that? And you can do annotations on YouTube, which basically you can click the screen and click different places. So I just put that together, designed a menu, and just added visuals to what I was doing, and I tried it, I thought of it, and it worked, and the rest is history. It's called Peanut Butter and Mushrooms. It's a mixtape. It's really an album, but I just call it a mixtape because I use some samples, but they're all original beats, and it features music videos and animation. Pretty proud of it.
Where did you come up with that name, Peanut Butter and Mushrooms? I think that's really cool.
I gotta track back my mind now. Really, what it was first time I tried mushrooms. I ate it in a peanut butter sandwich, because it tastes disgusting. So I don't know. I guess I was just reflecting back on the time when I did it. Just the mind space where I was, and I had a track called Met the Devil last month, and it's about kind of being under the influence and seeing some weird stuff. So it kind of just went hand in hand. And yeah, that's where Peanut Butter Mushroom came. And it was a unique title. I knew that nothing else was going to have that title, so it would be easy to Google. And that's kind of how it came to be.
You know what's funny? Tempo's never had it that way, but as soon as you came out and you said that it was mushrooms and peanut butter, that was the first thing that came to mind. It's kind of funny that's the story behind it.
It's great.
I'm gonna have to. Did you put it with butter or did you just the two, just peanut butter or?
It was a sandwich, a peanut butter sandwich.
Holy shit!
Yeah. It's pretty epic. Yeah, and, that was the first time I tripped and the peanut butter sandwich. Yeah, it was a great time, and and also I split.
You're making it sound too good, but you have to throw out those negatives. You can't just say it was an awful trip.
There was no negative about that trip. The trip
That's bad, Kyle. You can't just be like, oh, it's an awesome experience.
Oh, yeah. People don't do drugs. Drugs are bad.
Yeah, don't do those. Just leave them for other people.
Just to let you know that on Too Local, we are always live and uncensored, so you can say anything the fuck you want, and ain't nobody gonna say anything.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
God!
I just wouldn't give out any personal information, such as phone numbers or social security numbers. Or anything like that.
Right. Unless you really want to. No, I won't be doing that today. You can find me on Facebook, though. Facebook.com/KyleYoung. Twitter @TheKyleYoung. Everything else pretty much @TheKyleYoung. But YouTube.com/KAYWHY. Only one that's different.
Well, I mean, what was crazy is we actually watched your video, or I watched your video, where you did, your interview in New York, and you were weaving, around the freaking all the people like a boss. It was funny as shit.
Yeah, it was just like a on the spot thing. My buddy lived in New York. I didn't even live in New York at the time. I was just up visiting. And yeah, it was just something to do. I believe in like self-empowering, so I'm like, I'm gonna shoot my own interview so that I have an interview, and so people know what I'm about. So when they do look me up like you guys, it's already there. That's kind of how I kind of built my internet presence is just by creating my own content. You know, people don't have to know that I guess they don't know, but that I put it together. But you know, to outside view, it's like, oh man, people are interviewing them, you know, and it's informative, and people get to see me instead of just hear the music, you know.
But yeah, the way you were going down through New York City on the blocks, weaving out of like everybody's way, it was funny as shit. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's New York. It's so busy here. It's crazy. When you live here, you learn to not like it as much. It becomes a hassle. You know, like Times Square is torture. Like I just don't even go through Times Square if I don't have to anymore. Cause I get angry. I literally get angry when I walk through because people will be walking, they'll stop, and so many people, and you know, you want to walk in a group with a group of people, you might as well just like say we'll meet up when we get there because it's just terrible. You know, it's terrible. It's still traffic. New York City that I've grown to hate. New York City.
How's the stop and frisk up there? Is it like still really bad, or can you walk down the street?
I haven't run into it. Kind of live in kind of a gentrified area in New York, so I've never experienced that, but I have heard that it is pretty ridiculous. Ventura Park.
Yeah. I'm holding up on the new mayor up there to reinstate the Constitution for African American men, and then after that I might visit. You know, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It you know, it makes no sense. It is profiling.
No.
Just what can you do? It's the law. You know, it's the law.
Yeah, because there was.
What would you say?
They were like, because I read one story and they said like 90% of the time they don't come up with anything, and the other 10%, like they might come up with like a dime sack. It's like, oh my God, we stopped 10 black guys and one of them had a dime bag, and then like the laws are set up in a way where like if you have marijuana out in New York, it's illegal, but if you had it in your pockets, it's like decriminalized. And I'm like, oh, you had it out of your pocket because I made you take it out of your pocket. Oh, it's time for you to go to jail. So
yeah, no, it's man, I'm glad I never got stopped.
just let me know, Kyle. Like, you know, I don't have a law degree, but I'm like a hood lawyer. You know, I'll do everything.
I actually have been stopped, but it wasn't a stop and frisk. I probably was just doing something I shouldn't have been doing. But so I would love to play the race card, but I've always been in the wrong every time I've been approached by the cops.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's a big police fan. You know, just it's too easy for them.
Hey, but I have family that are police, so I understand. I just, you know, I just believe in just don't do dumb shit, then you should be fine. But yeah, the stop and frisk being out of control. I'd probably change my mind if I did get profiled that way though.
All right. Moving on.
Political.
Moving on. Yeah, moving on.
I mean, the hardball.
Watch me get stop and frisk tomorrow.
That's why we're
It's gonna be like a horrible stop and frisk. It's gonna traumatize you, man.
Kyle, I've seen when at a young age that you started writing. What was it? Your junior year of high school. What was the first thing you remember writing?
The first thing I wrote, I think I wrote like a little like verse in maybe like junior, even sophomore year of high school. But the first song I ever wrote was a song called "Me and My Backseat Queen," and that was with my buddy, great friend Dan Shields, aka Scatterbox. He actually introduced me to the idea of rap, and well, not the idea, but of doing it. You know, participating in it, like multi-syllabic rap, which is, you know, like you're like Eminem, who, you know, like he'll rhyme more than just the last word. You know, the last 2 words, last 3 words, so it just sounds sonically better. So yeah, we wrote a song. It was kind of like a love song, imaginary love song for, you know, just like high school / going into college type of relationship. And yeah, that was the first thing I ever recorded. First time I ever heard my voice. Terrible. You might be able to find it somewhere online. I went by the name KY back then, though. KAYWHY. So you have to look under that. But yeah, that was definitely the first thing. And we just, you know, I guess he just kind of had equipment, so we were recording really early on, very primitively in the basement, like a lot of people. on computers, and you know.
So how did it feel to have your actual songs be in like movies and whatnot?
It's great, What's interesting though is that for me, I a lot of things don't seem like a big deal to me because I feel like when you're in it, you see the process, so it kind of takes away some of the magic. And I would say a reason that I got some early like placements in some indie films was that I went to film school, and so I was in that community, So even when I'm making my own short films, I'm putting my music in. So that feeling was already there. So when I got like the Copper Penny placement, it was just like it was a friend of a friend. So it was people I was hanging out with. So to me, it was just a favor rather than like, wow, people actually, heard your song. That's really, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's an amazing feeling. I think that's the artist's dream is for other people to hear their music when they're not playing it directly to them, or something to play on and on when it's bigger than you. It's great because it's almost like the unknown feeling. You don't know how many times someone's going to watch this film. You have no idea. You just know that one time that you watched it, which reminds me I should probably go back and retract some of the stuff. I try not to get too caught up because I feel like I'm not where I want to be just yet. So I think that to like get content with where you at is kind of when it's over. I just want to like keep it going and go to that next level.
What would you say? What would you say one of your biggest influences? I mean, as far as you say, your junior year, you started writing. There was obviously something that influenced you, or you said possibly it was your friend. But I mean, after you did your first one, I mean, here you are, years out,
right.
And you're still doing it. What, in all reality, what influences you to we'll say write another one and not just stop?
Right. I mean, honestly, yes. I mean, I think for some people, when they hear their self recorded, they hate it. I think when I first heard myself recorded, I just fell in love with the art form. And so what I would say inspires me is that wanting to go to the next level and just life, just the things I experienced, Some of the best and fastest songs that I ever written were just based off of real things that happened to me. Some of the best songs I've ever written were based off of real life events. And I feel like when you put something really honest and candid in a song, people just attach to it. People will, that'll be the line that someone likes. That'll be the song that people will refer back to later on and be like playing it, and you're like, oh man, I didn't even know you had the song still. I don't even have this song anymore. So yeah, life, and just wanting to be better. And
but would you say like in the position that you're in now, a lot of self motivation? I mean, would that be a start?
So self motivation, and my dad is a really cool guy. Like, I mean, I was raised as an artist. Like, I don't really know anything else but art. If I wasn't doing music, I'd be painting or, making film. Well, I do make films, but I'd be drawing, I'd be illustrating, I'd be doing graphic design. My dad's an artist. He started off as a cartoonist, and that's all I know. He's always a really successful person, and his drive was instilled in me before I even could, I don't even know, before I could walk, you know what I mean? So I was always working. So that's what I do when I get bored. I don't have hobbies. I don't play basketball. I don't skateboard. I will make a beat. I'll write a song.
So it comes like second nature then.
It's all I know. I'm not too good at a lot of other stuff, You know what I mean? It's just all, it's just all practice. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I was particularly born with any gifts, but I know that I put in a lot of hours trying to educate myself, and I think it's all trial and error, and basically a little bit of passion and all that, and just work ethic, really, and just understanding and research of knowing what makes something good and what makes something bad and why.
So how has your music grown since when you started? When you were you started off on the old Casio.
Yeah, right. The the biggest thing that I noticed is just overall quality. You know, I mean, I taught myself how to mix. You know what I'm saying? Like my first stuff is kind of what I made on I don't even know, like a cell phone or something. You know, and just always advancing my equipment and another thing, I would say my voice. I kind of have a deeper voice when I speak. It took me a lot of years to figure out a way to rap in a way that sounds like me. I feel like I rapped in like a higher pitched voice before because I felt like it cut through the music better. And it was easier to project that way, but I kind of found a way to use my more natural voice to still project. So I think that, and just overall skill, production is improved. I took a class, actually took a film class in film school. It was simply titled Hip Hop. And my teacher, she worked for Source magazine. And she was like, whatever you do, just be honest, And when I started just putting myself into it more, not kind of creating fantasy rhymes and stuff like that, I think that I kind of found a nice place in my head. I think that's how I've changed and progressed. And with that comes confidence, your voice, and your, just confidence, really. I was a little shy about putting my stuff out at first. I was never really shy, but I was kind of reluctant because in my mind I could hear it and go, this isn't where I want it to be. But now I think I'm at a place where I feel proud of what I've created almost every time.
That's deep, Kyle. That's real deep.
Yeah, but it's all fun. One thing that hasn't changed is that it's fun, and I think that if it ever became not fun, that's when I would stop. Yeah.
I mean, but hopefully by the time it's not fun, you've successfully made millions upon millions of dollars. You invested in equity firms.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even about millions of dollars. Of course, I would love that. I've never been a money hungry person. I've definitely done a lot of free work. I've definitely done work at a reduced rate. Just because, and because I know that every time I do something, I'm going to learn from that and make it better. So, yeah, do I want a record deal? Sure. Have I ever tried to get one? No. It's just, it's never been my focus, I do it for the love of the art form first. And I guess my goal, my plan is to, and I might be ignorant, but I just want to just something and be recognized for that, I think conforming to create a record that's a hit is just I think it's forcing it. I think it works for some people, just not.
So, I mean, from what I'm getting here is, I mean, you love what you do, and it's actually like an actual passion. I mean, I've listened to several rappers, and they say, well, I'm in it, for the game. It's not the money, but as soon as they don't get $10,000 they were promised for a commercial, I mean, they're trying to sue and flip the fuck out. You just said that, you'd like to hit a record deal, but if you don't, you're still going to do what you do.
Right.
And I don't know very many rappers that would actually that are coming in, that have been in, and those that are still in and trying to make it would actually say that. That's a thing. Like that's pretty positive.
Especially somebody that's been through New York as well as LA.
Well, yeah, and you also have to realize that the game is changing, and it's not always about the record deal. It's the indie game right now, and the walls have been broken down. When Napster came out, it just kind of leveled the playing field so that anyone can put out a record. It could flop or it could hit. So it's just about the knowledge that you use, and with the internet, they didn't have that before, so the only outlet to see your artist is MTV, but now there's YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and you can have the same effect. So if you're savvy on that, you can kind of navigate that and realize, okay, I have to pay for promo, I have to pay for advertising, I have to pay for this. These are the things that the record labels do, and you can do that at a fraction of the cost without having to pay someone back. And the record deal is just a loan. It's a big loan, and it would be awesome, and it might be easier to get than a loans from the bank, but maybe not. Maybe you could just get your own loans from the bank and control that. Maybe you don't have to take out $3 million. You could take out $10,000.
Here, here's another thing. I do a lot of YouTube surfing, and I'm not gonna be disrespectful to any of the big rappers or anything, but I do think there's a ton of talent out there that just doesn't get seen. It just doesn't get heard. But like you say, with technology now, I mean, hell, like right now on Two Loco, you're literally heard around the world. So I mean, like you say, with technology, that's a definite booster, And as you were saying, you don't have to take out that loan, if you will. So yeah, I think you're right on that part.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't get recognized, and I don't know. I think I'm at an advantage because I've been in the industry forever, from when I was born, So not but like kind of, at a closer perspective than a lot of people. So I know how a lot of stuff works. But I think, a lot of people just don't get the exposure. I think I get the exposure more because I do everything myself. And so I'm able to cut corners and save costs on a lot of stuff that a lot of people, they might, I got to put up $500 for a music video, which is really cheap. I shouldn't even say that number, but I got to put up $1,000 for a music video that I could shoot for myself for free. And so they shoot one video, they don't see the results they want to see, and they give up. Whereas me, I can do that. I can lose.
Dude, so
I'm to win on the fourth time.
So in all reality, I mean, you pretty much got like in a sense, as far as baseball is, you've got the home field advantage. I mean, you've got the smarts, you've got the equipment, and you were raised around it. So I mean, your foot's already in the door. But I guess the next step is walking through the door, and then walking further, and eventually, I mean, you're on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an industry. Everything, it's a money industry, and that's what I think people have to realize, or maybe people do. It's just that everything that's going to take you to the next step, that's like someone's job. You know what I'm saying? So like, I want to be on the radio. Well, that's like someone's job to play you on the radio, and they're not just going to do it for free when someone else is paying them. Or like, I need someone to master my song. Well, you have to pay someone. Once you know someone, So that, I would say that's probably the challenge, though, is just the budget for these certain things. Because it's like I can make all the music I want and shoot all the videos I want, upload them, but if I can't pay to go to South by Southwest, because I don't work at a regular 9-to-5 job. There's a give and take. Everyone has their advantages, and I found that like a lot of artists that work the 9-to-5 and are a rapper on the weekends, they're making big moves because they have the funding to do it. They have that extra $200 a week to do this and do that. Whereas me, I make my money doing art, and it's not as lucrative as maybe working as a teacher or a dentist officer. So it's this give and take. It's like there's no right way, but actually ultimately it's about the music and that's what you're putting out. And that'll speak for itself, But so I wouldn't say I'm at a higher advantage. In some ways I am, but financially, my financial situation kind of levels me out, just like everyone else. I've shot videos for people that I shoot videos as well for other people. So I look at it as like I'm making more money off hip hop than you are, because I'm taking the money they give me to empower myself. So it's kind of this weird game that I play, but it's been working.
What kind of boy, let me repeat that again. If somebody young came up to you and said, "Hey, I want to get into rapping," what kind of advice would you give them? And if you had a child someday down the line, your child comes to you and says, "Hey, Dad, I want to become a rapper," would you want them to? Would you encourage them, or what?
I would definitely encourage anyone to do anything that they want to do. If a young kid, like a high school kid, said it, I would say, hey, like, you're in a time now where you can literally do anything you want. Like, I didn't have YouTube in high school. I didn't have a Mac computer. These kids can get iPhones and Macs for Christmas now. They don't ask for video games. Well, they might ask for video games, but they don't ask for toys. And, I know, like, 6-year-olds that have, iPod touches. So you're you're connected to the world. I would just say just use that and use that advantage of getting expensive gifts to what you want to do. You know, if you want to rap, you know, ask for a microphone and a laptop for Christmas. Do it. Keep doing it. And yeah, if I had a kid and who wanted to do it, I would say go for it, because I've seen very talented people make it. I've seen people that are the complete opposite of that make it. So it's just about want it and the passion that goes behind it and working hard, and really more than that is just to keep going. Because like if I were to quit last year, we wouldn't be on the interview right now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Would you do you think you would start your? Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say, if you had a child, would you start your child out young? Do you think, teaching them to rap, like from the time they're old enough to maybe talk or whatever, just to see what they can do?
I might introduce it, but I believe that like each kid is gonna, if they're not gonna like it, they're not gonna like it. And if they do show interest, yeah. And if they show interest in something else, then I would go with that. You know, I'm all about, I would never discourage anything. You know, if I had a son that was like, I want to do ballet, I might feel kind of funny about it, but if that's truly what he wanted to do, I would support that. So I wouldn't try to push or force anything, but I think there would be some fundamental things that I might just give, just like how my dad kind of, you know, just drawing was just the thing that I picked up because he always did it. And so that helped me later in life, you know. So maybe just fundamental things, but I would never force anything or like try to like convince. It would be something really basic and fundamental, like maybe like giving the kid a keyboard to play around with, but I wouldn't be like, go make a beat. This is how you have to rap. Just little things that might come up later in life that might be a cool conversation starter or
So
to impress me, but
I have a real question for you. Are you a fan of audio tune? Are you a fan of auto tune?
Sure. I think it's cool. It's a little overplayed, but I've used it. I mean, I use it more on a enhancing vocals way rather than going for the robotic sound. But I mean, you know, what I believe in more is originality. So I think if you use auto tune and it sounds like no one else is auto tuning, that's great. But what I don't like is when people, you know, use beats that sound exactly like everyone else's beats and sing auto-tunes the same way that everyone does and raps in the same generic flow that everyone does. That's what I don't like. I don't have a problem with the tool. I have a problem with the approach or the technique of the tool. I think it's cool.
And
the reason I say that is because there's a market that does love it, so it can't be that low. People like the sound of it for whatever reason, just because can't knock the audience. So that's real.
So this is just a wild guess here. You're not too big of a fan for like Fruity Loops, are you?
It's funny. That was actually one of the first programs that I used. That was one of the first programs I used back in like '04. I quickly moved away from it because it wasn't where it is now. I don't have a problem with Fruity Loops. There's actually a big producer, Nice Wonder, who's a pretty classic producer that uses Fruity Loops. There's a couple other people. Again, I think if it sounds good, and it doesn't matter what you use, but there are some bad Fruity Loops beats where you can tell that it is.
I mean, it's the tool, though, man. I mean, DJ Quick even said it. You know, no piece of engineering equipment has ever made a hit. Like, I have Fruity Loops, GarageBand, and Machine, but it's like, you know, it's going to be you laying that beat down. Like, if you, like, you know, you could grab an MPC, you know, you could, like, go in the Dre's studio and steal his MPC, but you're not Dre, you're probably not going to be able to just, like, drop a beat, you know, like that. So I think what happens with Fruity Loops is kids going, get it whatever way, I'm not going to say what way they're getting it, then they lay down the beat in 5 minutes, and then they're like, I sound like Skillerix, right? And then people are like, no, you don't. Then it's like, Fruity Loops sucks.
Right.
Well, there's
definitely been some hits made in Fruity Loops. I mean, call it whatever you want. Criticize Soulja Boy, whatever you want, but Crank That was made in Fruity Loops. Again, Nice Wonder uses Fruity Loops. the New Boys, that Jerk song that was made of Fruity. There's a lot of stuff that's made of Fruity Loops. There's a producer called Lex Luger who makes a lot of like Waka Flocka beats. I mean, I'm naming like probably the worst rappers for you guys right now, but you know, it's culture changing music, so you know you can't really knock it too much. But yeah, I started off in Fruity Loops, and then I was using that with Adobe Audition for a while. And then I moved over to Reason, which is a pretty cool program, and I was using that with Cakewalk Sonar. And I was using that for a while. I made a lot of music in that. And then a couple of years ago, I got a Mac, and I started using Logic. That's kind of where I've been since. Logic's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I wasn't knocking the Fruity Loops or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason that I brought that up is because if I was to go out, and I've actually done this, I don't have Fruity Loops, but I do have a different software. But the thing is if you go out and you ask anybody that says that they make beats, and this is just based off people that I've asked, over 98% of them says Fruity Loops. Like it's like they don't know anything else out there. They don't. Right. So. I mean,
you gotta at least try other stuff, man. Like I tried Reason before, and like Reason's a lot better for like keyboard sounds and synths and stuff. Like
right.
Fruity Loop's really good if you got a good amount of samples, and Fruity Loop is good. If you're coming in, you don't have like that sample library, you're not gonna have a good time in Fruity Loops.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good place to start. It's really easy to make beats in Fruity Loops, so I think understanding the fundamentals of making and how drum sequences work and how counts work, 4 counts, 8 counts, like that. I think it's a great program for that. I think it's a great learner tool. I think a lot of people use it because you can get it for free very easily.
Right. I remember. Gosh, when I was still in school, and I was buying. People would actually record on cassette.
Right.
The beats that they would make, either it was on keyboard, and some of them were actually making it on the PS1. Like they were, I do
remember that. Yeah, PS1 beat. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look back from then, and I mean, you look at now, like you said, kids are getting iPads and shit. And they're 8 years old. So
I mean, I have an MPC app on my iPhone. You know what I mean? And it's like a real deal. So it's. I mean, it's we're in the future. Now it's just. I think why there's a lot of, I don't want to say bad product, but a lot of just not up to par product that's out there though is just the immediacy that you can do it and it's free and it's like, well, this sounds good to me, so I'm gonna upload this. Which is fine.
I mean, it takes a lot of maturity to like take a beat and say, hey, you know what, I need to wait a day on this and kind of clean it up a bit. It's really easy to because I did this a lot when I started out. Like, you find like a good loop and you're like, oh, this is hot, and then you like literally add just like a drum pattern over it and you're like, I am motherfucking Jay Dilla. All my friends hear my awesome beat, real live shit, and then you're like, oh, well, y'all just some haters. I'm the future. But like the problem is that like a lot of people, like your friends need to knock you down first. Like your friends need to hear your beat and say, no, it's absolutely garbage. Because if your friends are like doing this circle, this circle jerk around telling you you're awesome, next thing you know, you have a movement, and then it becomes the new awesome. That's how Soulja Boy came up.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you have to say it's terrible. I mean, for me, I don't like that. Some people do. I rather just people be real, this one isn't as good as your other beat, or stuff like that. So I feel like if you tell something, it might get discouraged. I mean, I think you do have to have thick skin, but I think starting off, especially as artists, artists are sensitive.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna scream and say it sucks, but you have to I think being real with people is more important than
absolutely.
Oh my God, someone, because it's a part of society, man. We're so afraid to criticize anyone for anything.
Oh man, Internet is brutal. People.
All right. Not to cut you off, but I want to get back to the musical aspect. We realize that you're the media guru, and we realize that.
That's probably my fault, because I did go into detail about that. That's my fault.
I'm a student. I'm no expert. I'm a student. I'm learning every day. But you can call me whatever you want. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's get back to the music, sure.
All right. So what would you say is like your favorite song, like lyrically wise,
That I've done or just overall, period?
that you've done?
Ooh, so favorite song overall lyrically? I'd probably say Backburner right now. Or I have a song called No Fears that I like, but I'd probably say Backburner or just something that I haven't put out yet.
And why do you like that song so much?
I like Backburner. I love the beat. First of all, it's classic sounding, and I like that I was just like raw on it because I'm like a Gemini, so I'm kind of like I have like two sides to me. So I kind of have like a nice side, but I also have this like really like shitty asshole side about myself, and I feel like I kind of like hold that back a lot until like the worst moment. So I feel like music is kind of sometimes like a release to me, and I feel like that was me kind of like showing that other side. Not for the first time. I did it in what Met the Devil last one. I was saying that was one of the first times, but this was like that part two. It was longer, and it was just like I was just kind of like saying what I wanted, being aggressive with it, and using like more of a scruffy voice, which I loved. I just love it as a track. I just sonically like it. I love the beat. My brother made the beat. And it sounds old school to me, but like in a good way. Because I'm a big fan of '90s rap. It was just a cool beat to play with the different flows and stuff, and I just like it. It's raw. And I feel like hip hop kind of is poppy now, and I'm not knocking that because I definitely make some pop records, but I think of what is the big appeal universally across the globe is just that aggression. It's like everyone has it inside. I think hip hop is a great tool to express that. That's why people love Eminem, because he says everything that you wish you could say, but you don't want to. And when you rap along with him, you feel like it's you. And I feel like I just felt like that was one of the first times where I really like felt just that energy. And I'm like thinking about like how I perform it, and so yeah, Backburner. I'll go with that one.
So, who would you say that you've rapped with, or who would you like to rap with out of like all the big stars out there?
Oh man, I mean, I'd probably say my ultimate would probably be DMX, just because I think we kind of have similar voice texture sometimes. Love his energy. I love that he's real, classic. DMX, I'd say, of course, Eminem, just because I feel like everyone says that. Jay-Z is one of my favorites. I love to do a track with Nas. I'm really old school minded in my head. More new school people, I don't even know. I'd love to do a track with Lil Wayne. I think he's great. I don't know. You guys can crucify me for that if you want. I think he's amazing. People like that. I wish I could bring Biggie and Tupac back. I think Method Man would be a cool track, a cool feature, a cool collaboration.
So
go ahead.
So who's your favorite artist that you've actually been able to collabo out of all the artists out there?
I don't think I have an out there artist that's one of my favorites. Probably one of the biggest artists that I've collaborated with is Natasha Ramos. She's an R&B singer. She was signed to Star Trek. There's a pretty classic video on YouTube of Pharrell in the studio, probably the first video of Pharrell in the studio. And he's making a beat called, what is it called? Midsummer Night or something like that. If you just type in that, Natasha Ramos, Pharrell, I actually did a track with her, so that was pretty cool. Because I saw that video. I actually never used it before when I was a kid. And then I saw that video, didn't connect the dots. And then, like, a couple years later, I ended up working with her. So that was cool. There's this rapper called Mac Lethal. You'll see him a lot, like, for rapping very fast online. I did a collab with him. Besides that, I haven't really worked with a lot of artists, to be honest. I've been kind of in the indie world. And I have one track that was produced by Easy Mo B, who made a lot of Biggie records, pretty much all of the first 2 Biggie albums. He did all the beats on that. That was really cool. far as producers. But that's really it. I'm looking. I would love to collab with someone that's out there. You know, I think if I would have done that already, I'd be in a different place. But again, I haven't really tried to ever be in the industry, you know, as a musician. I've always just tried to stay in my own lane and create my art.
So who would you say are your top 5, you know, artists, whether underground or mainstream?
As far as hip hop, I got to give it up to Jay-Z. I got to give it up to Eminem. I got to give it up to Biggie Smalls. I got to give it to Tupac. And one more, I'd probably say, what did I say that? Kanye West.
No Nas in your top 5?
I didn't say Nas. I meant Nas then.
No, you didn't. You didn't say Nas in your top. You put Kanye above Nas. That's like a sin.
No. I meant when I said Jay-Z, I meant to say Nas right after. But yeah, I like Nas a lot. I just like Kanye because he changed the whole game, and he was because you know people see me, they might not think that a lot of people don't think that I rap or whatever because I'm not your typical. I don't wear a chain, you know.
Yeah. Why isn't Jadakiss in there? That's what I want to know.
Oh, Jadakiss. There's just so many great artists. I can do a top 10. I'll do a Jadakiss.
There's a ton.
I'll do a man. You threw me with the Jadakiss. I love Jadakiss. Styles P. Who else? I like T.I. a lot. A lot of people might say something, but I like Busta Rhymes. I think he's amazing. I think Busta Rhymes is one of the most underrated rappers out there. I like Fabulous. I was really into like the whole G-Unit, Lloyd Banks, you know, 50 Cent's first album, Get Rich or Die Trying. People say what you want about 50 Cent, but the album was a masterpiece. That like got me wanting to like make albums because it was so good.
What about Tech Nine?
Tech Nine.
I just got into Tech Nine recently, and I just kind of overlooked him. I always heard the name, but I just started, and he's a beast. Like I can't believe that I didn't get into him earlier. He was doing what Eminem was doing, you know, kind of before Eminem was doing it when he was on the main scene. So he's a great lyricist. More new school cats. I like Tyler, the Creator. I think he's great. I just like what he creates, and he's a creative force. Kind of been trying to get into Childish Gambino a little bit recently. Who else? There's someone else that I'm not thinking of that's like amazing. I like some of the more like
there's so many of them. That's the thing.
Yeah, like even like Meek Mill. I think Meek Mill is a great rapper. I think Drake is a great rapper. I don't always listen to his music, but I think he's a great rapper. Yeah, people like that. Like that. Beanie Siegel is great. Alan Corey, most def. Yeah, I mean,
there's a ton out there. Not to cut you off or anything, but as far as we'll say in 5 years, where do you see yourself, or where do you see, or where do you want to try to see yourself at? I mean, there's what you want, and then there's reality, and then they actually meet in the middle. So where would you say you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, well, me and my dad produced a movie called Diamond Rough. So we're in negotiation with that right now as far as distribution. So hopefully I'll be catapulted a little bit further because of that as a movie producer and also as a soundtrack artist. So in 5 years, I would love to have started my own kind of indie label with distribution to a major with, you know, an artist or two. This is like my hope, you know. I would love to have had a single on major radio. Yeah, I'd love to have produced another feature. I'd love to have started a major feature. And I would love to have a nice bank account. You know, it's just something to be sustaining strictly off of making music, basically.
Right, that's understandable.
Been paid on time.
What do you say? you and your father were working on? You just created a film. What was the name of it?
So my dad wrote a book way back in '97. It's called Diamond Rough. Rough is spelled R-U-F-F. It's about a con artist that meets a preacher, and they join forces and kind of change the world. And back in, what year was it? It had to be '05 or '06. We got this idea, like, why don't we make this into a movie? You know, technology was just really coming up. The Red camera was just come out. So, and we just did it. And we started this YouTube series, Diamond Rough. And it was basically about our journey of getting his book published. We did that. And writing a script and producing a movie. And we produced the movie. Fredro Starr from Onyx, another great rap group, stars in Diamond movie with a couple other people, some named talent that are in it. And we finished it, and we premiered it November 1st in Hartford, Connecticut. We had 3,000 people show up for the premiere. And you'll see it soon. It'll be out there for people to see. And it's pretty cool because we're still in it. We're still going through it. So, you know, it's a weird time for me because I know that we have something, but it's not out there yet, you know, but it is, you know what I'm saying? And we've been working on it for 5 years. So it's been this crazy process, you know. I'm at a really strange point in my life where I have this weird free time, but I'm still busy, you know.
That sounds pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool, and you know, it's like it's weird because it's like I don't have a 9 to 5. Like my 9 to 5 is that, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm very fortunate for the life that I live. You know, I'm an artist. That's all I do. I don't work anywhere else.
Have you? One more question, and then Ray's going to take it from here. As far as rappers, have you heard of Big Smo?
You know what? I have heard that. Where's he out of?
He's out of Tennessee here.
That sounds very familiar.
I tell you what, I won't go into detail, but you should check him out sometime on YouTube whenever you get a chance or whatnot. But he's pretty talented as well. I mean, I think you two actually have a lot in common.
Okay. Do you know him? Do you know him personally?
I have actually exchanged emails with him, and I have talked to him several times. But he actually just did a show. I want to say about it was like 39 days ago here in Knoxville. But I think you two actually have quite a bit in common. I mean, as far as what you actually believe and where you want to go, whether you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you should check them out.
Yeah, I will. I just Google them now, and I will once this ends. I'll definitely look out and I'll do the.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
But do you have any? We're gonna wrap this up. Do you have anything you'd like to tell the audience about you, or where they can find you or find your music at?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, you can go to thekyleyoung.com, and that'll basically bring you to my Bandcamp page where you can buy my newest album / mixtape, Gemini Pirate. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheKyleYoung. Same thing for Instagram at the Kyle Young. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/KY, but that's KAYWHY. It's like my initials but spelled out. KY like the jelly, haha. You know. What else? That's basically it. And you can just find me on Facebook under Kyle Young, Facebook.com/TheKyleYoung. That's basically all the basics that I was looking to cover as far as promo. Oh yeah, and if you're an Android user, download Super Kyle on the Google Android market, the free app, using my little avatar guy, Keith Wilson, who's on the call. I don't know if he's still on, but
hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. He programmed that. It's a pretty cool app. It's pretty difficult to play. So if you can.
Yeah, like the cleaned up better versions coming soon with 3D and stuff. Yeah, as soon as unemployment comes, I'll get started on that since I'll be bored.
Yeah. Yeah. 3D. We're working on a newer, updated 3D version, hopefully for Apple. Can I say that? No.
Yeah, no, you can say it. I got the Mac Mini that I blew $600 on. Might as well.
Yeah, and also look out for a Diamond Rough movie coming soon. You'll hear about it. You can find it on www.diamondroughmovie.com. So Rough, R-U-F-F. You can buy the book on Amazon now, Diamond Rough. And yeah, check out my dad's website, joeyyoung.org. And one more thing. Check out the Kyle and Gerard show on YouTube. Me and my friend Gerard Jilgers, we do like a almost weekly show in front of the computer. We talk about relevant issues, and we go out on the street in New York and interview people about relevant topics. We're doing one on Friday about do we as people stand up for what we believe in, or do we just forget it the next day? So we'll be interviewing people, and you can check that out. It's on YouTube. If you just type in the Kyle and Gerard show on YouTube, it'll pop up. That's what we do.
All right. Well, it was fun having you on here, and we'll definitely have you on again another time.
Oh, good.
Hey, no shit. Like I say, it sounds like you've got your head on your shoulders there, and you're actually in it for the passion instead of the money. But the money is good as well.
Hey,
but,
I love money.
Yeah, everyone loves the money. But I tell you what, you keep doing what you do, and I tell you what, Tempo supports you.
I appreciate that, Tempo, and Kyle supports everything that you guys do. And,
all right, well, let people know we're around and everything. We've enjoyed you on the air, and we definitely want to, give you a shout out for everybody to check out a YouTube video.
Check out my newest music video called "Have Mercy." Kyle Young, "Have Mercy," featuring David Cancel. That's my newest music video. It's a great video. It has a message of raising minimum wage behind it. It's awesome. I love it. It's my favorite video so far, so check that out too. Shot by Carl Mickens.
All right. Yeah.
Best to help shoot it too.
All right. Well, it was fun having you on, and we hope to have you on again. You have yourself a good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Great talking to you.
Keep it real.
No problem. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Warning. Yo, I'm eating rappers like it's dinner for a slave. No stealing chicken, so I've never been afraid. Now this that undeniable thunder fire flow, punching while my eyes are closed, plucking down the highest smokes, jungle and some lion clothes, tumbled in I hide the phone. Luckily she liked the bone, fucking in a private zone, blooded up her pirate comb. She sucking as she drive me home, her bucket got a tire blown, fighting for a firestone, filthy wishing for riches, killing industry niggas, appealing millions of bitches. Don't deal with envious snitches. Don't got a job, but still get by. Ain't got a dime, but I still get high. Ain't dapper dime, but I still stay fly. You got a problem, need to chill, homeboy. Innovative, independent, indecisive, in a mission, intercourse with interest in women who love it in their cores. The speed ain't mine, it's yours. You feel it in your pores. It reaches deep, fries shorter than the heat absorbs. Your head just starts knocking. Dead is just not an option. I'm like a red toxin, and like a red oxen. Since I'm the best talking, niggas can get to walking. My many skills will give you thoughts like forget Hobson. Boston, Massachusetts got a problem child. He smoke, drink, cuss, and fight, and they call him Kyle. Mean dude when you play with the dough. Know a spot in California near the Lakers, yo. Plus a shop with all the ganja, yeah, that Fuego Dro. Dry south, down the border, Viva Mexico. Ain't got a mind, but I suck milk dry. Ain't got a car, but I still got drive. Ain't that dime, but I still stay fly. You got a problem, need to chill, homeboy.
You got my 40, homie. Nah. Well, fuck you then, punk.
Oh, you got knocked the fuck out.
Yo, smoking blunts of shitty marijuana. Had to do what gotta tote while barely getting dollars. Life is hard staying up, making family honor. I can barely stand the rain, I'm playing till my Grammy hour. Family Dollar chips, cold cup, faucet water. I know a sax player sad as fuck, he lost his father. My temper shorter than mini-me underwater. I kill my enemies by conceiving the daughters. I beat you senseless with pillowcases of hornets. Been flipping pigeons so niggas can pay the mortgage. Tipping vending machines still in the quarters. I love to write fuck you on my forehead. My hip hop, so I'm staying alive. Ain't got a rock, but I still take mine. Ain't dapper dime, but I still stay fly. You got a problem, need to chill, homeboy. Couldn't take the heat, so I killed KY. Now I'm back on my feet and I'm Bill K. Rhymes. Seen the light 8 times, Beats Drive makes 9. If you wanna beat the best, you must defeat their grind. Pirate.